This is Luetin, and welcome back to my Riven playthrough. Now, it's been a little while since we've had a look at this, so let's continue on our journey ASAP. So we arrived last time at the cable car station, which is down these steps behind me. We'll just go back there to remind ourselves, because it's been a little while. There we are. We can see the frog as well here, a little bit better. You can see that little lightning bolt as well. That's because on the PS version, these little transitions take a little bit longer than it did with the PC. So they added these lightning bolts so you could skip through whole sections rather than having to go through every single frame once you'd visited an area once. Now as we come back out here, we see another little control device, as we did with the tram station on the other island. And this is obviously that if the tram is not here at this station, you can call it. So now we're faced with a choice here. Do we follow the path down or do we follow the path up? Let's see. That seems quite short. You can also see the path seems to be going through what seems like a tree there. There are, from what we could see the other end, a lot of trees on this island. And we're moving down here, you can see some kind of creatures down here. As with the other sphere that we looked at a minute ago with making a sound, all the animals create a sound that is important to note, so it's worth listening to the sounds that all creatures and objects make on Riven. These guys don't seem too put off by me approaching here. Let's see if we can get them to run away from me. Making a slightly more aggressive sound. Let's see if we can move around here. Oh, they seem to be running away. Fair enough. Let's see if there's anything else over here. We can't go any further. Like I said before, I have played this through a couple of times, but it was a very long time ago, and I can't remember exactly where everything is. So this is going to be kind of an exploration thing, which is a bit more fun than just going through and saying, this is here, this is here, this is here. I'm looking to see if there's any kind of spheres or anything around this area. I had a feeling there may be, but guess not. But we can have a nice little look at the scenery. It's nice that they put in all these extra frames which don't really do anything. That's something that I do dislike is, you know, if you're trying to create a really immersive environment, you need to try and make it complete, not just do it really lazily. There's nothing more I hate than invisible walls or things unnecessarily blocking you just because of designer laziness. And that's one thing that's great about Riven, is it seems quite comprehensive and it really helps with the immersive feel of it, you know. Let's see where we are going into mysterious darkness. I think some of these you can sometimes turn on or off. Again, it's always worth checking to see if there's a secret door or something. Like I said before, when you're going through corridors, you can sometimes miss these things quite easily just by continuing on straight ahead too fast. Ah. What we can see there is one of the first security outposts of the village here on Riven. And these guys are warning the villagers that we're approaching so they can all run away into their homes and save the designers from having to animate things too much. I'm curious as to how they get up in there. Oh, there's a little door there, so they must put a ladder up or something and take it down, so they're kind of reliant on other people. So here we are, and this is the centre of this island, and we can see that the water stretches through from the outside, so there's probably some underground rivers, caverns, etc. Caves. And here we can see this is what looks to be like the first part of the village right here. Now here we can see again another ball. And we click the ball. So we haven't seen anything that would make this noise yet. So it's worth recalling that and also noting down the symbol, which I will add to my notebook. Sounds kind of like a bee or hummingbird or some kind of insect. But also there seems to be a little device right here. And it's flooding this kind of sand pit or rock area. And again, similarly with the frog, you see, this is creating the shape of some kind of animal. So we'll be remembering this shape. See if we see anything that looks like this as we go on. Let's continue our exploring. As with all playthroughs, I know some people often make playthroughs and they do it point to point, fastest possible route. I think it's a little bit more interesting to take a kind of natural progression through a game rather than skipping through all of those things. And that's one thing that I always like about games is, you know, the step-by-step process of thinking, exploring, enjoying the game. That's what you're doing. I always hate rushing. I don't like to do things fast. So we've got some weird phenomena here going on with the water. You can see it's kind of bending. There's nowhere else that we can go. We can see there seems to be little walkways going all the way around this village. We can probably get here from another direction. Let's see if we can go down this ladder here. We can't go down, but there does seem to be some kind of railing track system and some kind of connection point right here. But we can't move down. So we better go back the way we came, which is going to be a long trek. That's one thing you're never short of in Riven is backtracking. And if you can play these on PC, also I've been playing recently, you can get these for the iPad and your iPhone. But it's much better because you can just click through very, very quickly. It allows you to navigate all these sections much more quickly. Here we go, look. You can click on the lightning bolt now. That will take us more quickly across these areas. That'll save us some time. I would have thought we'd have been able to have one there, to be honest. Or here as well. Come on, lightning bolt, where are you? I really thought we would have been able to bolt through that. I wonder if the creatures are back on their rock. Have they come back? I think we scared them good. No. We totally scared them away. Okay, let's follow the path up now to the next section. I'm going to make this a slightly longer episode as well, seeing as we haven't done it for a little while. And obviously we learned from our journal that... Oh, we got some birds. That's unusual, didn't expect that. We learned from our journal that Riven is very unstable, which is why these islands are kind of apart and moving apart, while we have these transport systems. And here's more of the trees that we saw before. Now we saw in the rotating room, the artwork there depicting that they were harvesting these trees, cutting them down. And it seems that each island has its own purpose. And there we can see the island that we came from, the Dome Island. We can see why it's called Dome Island now, from this giant gold dome here. Can't see anything this way though. Okay, on we go. And we can see evidence here again of the trees being harvested, and we can see now a third island in the distance. We've got two pathways here. I'm going to go to the right. And yeah, here we go, axe, cutting down the trees. And there's a better view of Dome Island. Oh, now here we have a little minecart system. Now what we can see that we couldn't see before, okay, is the Dome Island. That's the other island over there. So that's going to be 4 now. We've got 1, 2, 3, the one that we're on, and 4, the one that we could see in the distance that way. We've got 4 defined islands. I'm not going to take this just yet, because I want to look around and finish looking at the other pieces on this island. Okay, let's move down through this gate here. Ah, now what do we see here? On the fence post, something moving. And it seems to be a little beetle. I think if we recognise this sound, that was quite similar to the sound that we heard in the rockpool sandpit thing. So obviously the beetle there, this beetle is the symbol we're looking for that icon. Let's go through. So far we've got a frog and a beetle, and we did also hear the sun lounging sea creatures. Look kind of like plesiosaurs. Interesting shape there on the silhouette from the sun. Looks almost like a figure. And now we're into the forest area of the island. These kind of dark fern-like forests. It's kind of glowing water as well. Sort of iridescent, perhaps algae, sort of swamp-like forest as well. Seeing as we're lower down, you can see that we're deep, dropped down in the ground now. Let's go on through and check as well as we move through that we're not missing anything. It's kind of strange, almost like pots as well, or perhaps again some kind of fungal growth. Ooh, okay, and we got more of these beetle guys right here. That's definitely giving us a sound away. Turn here as well. Ah, now here we go. This is why you should always be turning around. It seems we've got some steps down here, so let's move down. And we have another sphere. Aha! And I think we recognise that sound. Let's just play that sound again. And we can also see here, look on the left, we've got a dagger. And we're obviously below a giant dagger, and those are obviously the symbols that Catherine left us. Okay, so moving on. Let's carry on our way. Exploring. We can see the dome back up here again in the distance, rotating around and around. Haven't been able to actually get up to one of these yet. And we can see some kind of walkways up here as well. So obviously at some point we'll be able to actually get up there. but not right now. We'll walk through. Let's go to this way. You can see more of these walkways and what looks like a door. There seems to be some kind of door in the tree section itself here further up, so kind of denotes that you can possibly get up there. And we have what looks like some kind of spiritual idol here, some kind of offering or warning. As you can see, the lightning bolt is because I had to travel down here before and then my audio stopped, so I had to just slightly redo this bit. Now these things basically, you might remember that when we were in the previous room before, when we were back on Dome Island, and we were in the projection room, there were the two offerings either side, the giant fish offerings. This seems to be basically the same character. And these creatures are called walks. And they're quite important on Riven. They're quite important to the Riven people, and Rivenese maybe. And yeah, they're important in all their culture. They appear a lot, and these tusks appear a lot as well, all around the islands. And whether this is supposed to be a warning, or whether it's actually another offering, like something to worship, we're not really sure. Let's just have a little look around here. We'll go either side. Yeah, this guy is quite menacing. I wouldn't want to tussle with this bad boy. But if we look up here, no. I think if we go back there and look, we can see the dome. This tree figure is kind of below. When I said before it looked like we can get up. Yeah, there we go. You can see, look, there is actually a door right here. So there's something that allows us to get up, and I'm betting it's one of these little pot things right here. Ah, there we go. Often finding your puzzles and things in Riven really is a bit of trial and error. Okay, let's go check it out. Into the belly. Ah, now we have another tram station calling device right here. And we have a little lever. Okay, we want to go up though. Let's move it up. What we really want to do is be able to get upstairs and try and access that dome. Because we haven't had a look at any of these things yet. We need to try and find out what they are. Give us some more information. Often the order in which you do things in Riven is not always the most important thing. What is the most important thing is to remember and record and write down the things that you find out in the game. And that's something that's really quite awesome about this game, is the fact that it's not really linear. You can do it in a variety of orders. It may take you more or less time, the order in which you do it. And obviously there is only one way of doing things in a way, but the fact that you can choose how to do things is something that makes you feel a lot more free in the game. Okay, so here we are at the rotating dome. And we can see it's got all these symbols on it spinning around, and we can see one there. Did you see that as it goes past? One of them is slightly gold. Look, there, as it passes around. It seems you can walk over, but there's also another walkway over here, so let's just look at that first. Oop, I think I went too far. I'm going to go over here. Okay, now we've got this kind of shutter device. And when we click on it, we can see that it's rotating through all the characters, and then we see one of them goes gold every now and then. We need to really try and click the right one. There we click the symbol, it slows the whole machine down. And we access the inside. And there's our walk down there. Obviously the walk, that one down there, is designed to look kind of scary, and obviously the reason is that whatever Gen has been building on these islands, he does not want the Rivenese people to come and find them. And these walks are, you know, a scary thing. They're meant to look scary. They're warning. They want people to be afraid of them so they don't come near them and don't try and look at these things. Obviously a lot of volcanic activity going on here. Again, a sign that the islands are breaking apart due to Gen's, you know, poor and, you know, selfish activities on the islands. There's another warning post over here, but obviously the warning we received last time was enough that they don't need to give us another one. And we have what looks like a little lighthouse, watchtower. This strange construction of mud and, you know, processed metal. Okay, and again, okay, we see this is obviously a walk tusk, and we've got the tusks here, the tusk skull even rather. Walk skull with the tusks either side. Okay, let's see what we can do. Yeah, now we have a rather excellent view of the whole village. Can we look around more? No, we can't go side to side, but I'm betting we can look down. Okay, so from here we can see that this was where we were before, I think. That was where the little rock pool area was, and we obviously stepped down, walked to around here, wherever that sort of access point was. Or maybe, yeah, because that was the little furnace, so we dropped down, then we were trying to get into that water area here. But we can see, look, if you look at the water there does seem to be some kind of railway system running throughout under the water here. And this is some kind of strange staging. The main village here. Another walkway, another door. Another walkway over here on the ground level. And what also appears to be a little building right here. Something away from the rest of the village. Let's see what this other lever does. Okay, it seems to have closed the staging area. Not sure whether that's good or bad, but it's obviously something that's a bit of a change necessary. Let's leave that closed for now because it wasn't closed before, and I'm betting that the fact that we've had to come quite a long way up to get up here, it can't be a bad thing. Okay, onward we go. I'm going to get us back down to the walk elevator. Oh, we didn't look at the dome yet either. Let's look at the dome. I was so excited to go and check out that top view there that I forgot about the dome. Ah. What is this? It's a linking book. And it seems that Gen has been very busy creating linking books. So it looks like the artwork and the symbols that we saw on the first island were true, that Gen has been getting the Rivenese people to help him create more linking books, which apparently was not possible, or so ep3 thought. And obviously we've got what looks like some kind of safe code on here. You have no way of knowing this combination, it could be anything, so we'll have to remember that and come back. So several puzzles are not enough. And Gen really does not want the Rivenese people to be able to use these linking books. So I'm going to wrap it up here. This has been one episode. We've discovered quite a lot, explored quite a lot. And we'll see where this elevator leads further down on the next episode. Thanks for watching.